Hey everybody, it's your old pal Chuck, and I'm back with another review. And, sometimes there are figures I get strictly to review because I feel that you guys might enjoy seeing them, or it might serve a purpose to presenting them to you, like giving you some help. And this review is that later reason. This is Transformers Buzzworthy Bumblebee Studio Series Bumblebee, number 74. This is basically a new version of the Revenge of the Fallen Bumblebee design. And this figure basically encompasses everything I dislike about the movie aesthetic, especially when it comes to Bumblebee figures. It is needlessly fiddly. The transformation realistically isn't that difficult, but as with every car based movie design, especially when it comes to Bumblebee, there is always this one step that it makes it virtually impossible to have a solid looking, smooth transformation to that car mode. And yeah, this is it. Bumblebee comes with its head faceplate down. There is no alternate head. There's no way to flip it up. It does have a hand blaster here that goes over the hand, so it'll make it look like it transforms. It is removable, and there is a port here on the back where it is storable. Now, when you first get the figure out of the packaging, this back section is not transformed properly. Basically, there's a peg on the gray hinge right there that part of the hood is supposed to peg into, so this will sit flush. I'll point it out more when we get into the transformation, which frankly I think we should get into right now to make things easy. And right there you just notice something. Just moving the figure, I started moving these little side panels out of the way. They don't peg in, they don't secure. And that's a problem I have with these movie figures, is that they have a ton of just extra greebly bits that for one reason or another make it hard to, handle the figure without knocking something out of place. And yes, I know. This is the movie aesthetic. This is the design. It is what it is. You like it, great. You don't, well, like I do. It's just blah. But, it doesn't help that for joints, everything's like a ball joint there, ball joint at the elbow, ball joint hip, hinge at the knee, and you do have a little bit of an ankle rocker. So, yeah. But again, it just makes it difficult to have things line up. And I know it sounds like I'm stalling for time, and I kind of am, just because this transformation is really unenjoyable. Right off the bat, because it's going to happen eventually, like while you're moving, go ahead and fold these little side panels in. I think they actually come out of the packaging folded in, and it's not until I looked at the instructions that I realized that they actually were supposed to be out. Unfortunately, there is some, as I mentioned, there is some pre-transformation you have to do with Bumblebee that the instructions just don't show. Now, the first official step is you want to come in and swing up these clear pieces. Yeah, I love this. This is all clear plastic, clear hinges. Good luck on that lasting a significant period of time. So go ahead, bring those up, come around, rotate the waist around. And I got to tell you, that was incredibly tight the first time I did it. I almost was going to shear that middle spinal section. It almost was a point where I was not going to be able to transform the figure, and I was going to just put it in the back in the box and return it. But the joint eventually popped. And now what you want to do is rotate the lower calves around so the feet and legs are facing forward. Come in, flip up these side panels here, flip around these yellow sections just like that, bring the feet out, So the toes are pointing away from you, just like this. Make sure that you slide them all the way down on that track. And yeah, so now the next step is you're going to fold up the legs so they would they'll tuck underneath. So what you want to do before that, and really should have done first, is you're going to unfold the backpack. First, that hood. See right there? That's the tab right there, that the notch right there where my finger is. Again, clear plastic slides into. So get that out of the way. So first, you're basically going to break the knee. And it is incredibly, it pegs into place solidly, but you got to unpeg it just like that. Rotate it all the way around. This is becomes the rear of the car. Do it again on the other side. And again, it's more difficult than it needs to be because you have so many other panels in the way. You have this damn roof that gets in the way. Now you want to fold up these side panels that the feet are on, and they have to clear those yellow panels. So you end up having to rotate everything out of place to get it done. And again, much harder than it should be. But yeah, you do get it in there eventually. And there's no easy way to do it. You just have to brute force it in. But once you do, you get it down like that. Then you can fold up these side panels, and they will peg into place on the side of the car right there. Make sure you get keep everything somewhat straight. Come underneath here, rotate the front, the calf armor up, and then down to the side. So rotate it up, and then down to the side. And finally, bring the back section together. Hopefully everything will hold into place. By this point now, we're going to come around and start working on the front. This is where the instructions would tell you to fold up those arm panels, but we kind of already did that. Rotate them out so the hands are facing forward. I think I got that right. Bring up that whole... bring up the chest plate. And you might as well just start rotating those shoulder bits down. Let's try to get everything going in. Try to secure that back plate down. Not yet. Well, it's not going to work yet, but you basically want that chest plate up. This section will flip down. So now you're going to bring the arms down on that yellow hinge right there, and you're going to rotate them up, and they'll start to they'll eventually get into place, but still working on getting things organized. So unpeg the chest sections there, they come out. Bring this all the way up and over, just like this. So it'll and you gotta bring down, rotate out those back wheel sections, and now you can just bring up this whole front section. And basically what you're doing is you're flipping up the fake chest and right up so it sits flush underneath the real car hood, and you're gonna peg it in. So make sure you get that up all the way back and in. And this is what I was talking about being needlessly fiddly and difficult. Yeah, there you go. Get that up and in, up and in, and oh, and basically what you want is the arms to be rotated up so that the arms are, the hands are basically so you want these down further. Okay, there we go. Got it in, tucked in underneath with the hands just like that. Oh boy. And I said it was going to be fiddly. So separate these back panels, and this is obvious. This is harder than I remember it being, of course, because, you know, trying to do this on oh, that was probably why. Oh, there we go. I actually had the chest panel facing the wrong way. You want the yellow facing out towards the head. That will give you the clearance to properly peg these arms up into place. And basically the hands, they're going to sit, the thumbs will sit into grooves. Just like that. And so bring that back up. I am like so getting frustrated with this. So squeeze all the front panels together. That should be basically like that. Make sure you have the arms in as pushed down as far as you can go. And then finally, the final step is you're going to close the door here and peg the panels in. And this is the part I was talking about in terms of getting it together, and this is about as good as it's going to get. Those top pieces just do not want to peg in, but there you go. It ain't pretty, but you do end up with that car. The weapon here, there are a couple slots here on the back that you can just peg it in, and there's your weapon storage. Yeah, you can try to squeeze everything in, but the bottom line is one little peg and it's off. But from this angle, it doesn't look that bad. This side, whatever. Like I said, this is everything wrong with a Transformer and these damn movie designs. I mean, you saw how much fiddling I had to do to get everything folded up. And it's because you have all these little greebly bits. And even then, this isn't the exact movie design, because you know what? These were designed never to transform. The movie robots were not designed to be transforming toys. In fact, they just blow apart and come back together in the movies. So yeah. So since it is a Bumblebee figure, and I did say that I would show forward and back transformation to help parents, let's go ahead and do it. Come in. If you somehow have these pegged together, go ahead and reopen up these back panels. They haven't come open already. Come in, unpeg the wheel section, just like that. Close it up. Flip this panel down. Bring the arms up and out. Go ahead and start bringing the back roof section up. Flip this out. Start bringing it down. And now what's nice is that this does have this little thing where it will rotate and fold down and peg into place like the angle on the proper angle. So bring the arms, bring this whole back section, rotate it up, give yourself some room, and that will give you the room to bring up the arms on that hinge right there. And now, fold up that piece. Chest plate should just come and sit properly into position. Rotate the arms forward. You might as well now just go ahead and start folding up the back panel a little, at least a little bit. Give yourself some room. Then you can come around here, bring down those side panels, separate the back of the legs. Go ahead and start rotating things out, just like that. And now, almost forgot. Bring up the calf armor first, because that will block the transformation. So up, around, and as you see, just moving, like just trying to handle this. I'm knocking those damn yellow panels around. Bring this section out and around, and then as you start to rotate, listen, you want to have that stiff snapping. Bring that panel down, bring this back up, bring the foot down, slide it all the way in if it's pretty much already done that. Rotate at the waist, and then rotate again at the calf. So you basically just about have it done. Get the arms down, and again, like I mentioned, there's that gap right there that peg is gonna sit in to help close up the panels. So you get everything positioned. I think these bring those wing lits down. Bring and yeah, there you go. I think these angle back ever so slightly. Good luck in getting them staying like that. Bring out the arm panels. Here's the gun. And we're back in robot mode. Obviously, robot mode, getting it into robot mode is a lot easier than car mode, because you're basically unfolding. That's usually the case with these movie designs. So yeah, let's pause for a moment as I recover, and we'll be back with my final thoughts. Oh, yeah. So if you can't tell, I really do not like this figure. It is, as I said at the beginning, everything wrong with the movie aesthetic. Needlessly complex and fiddly transformation. The transformation is complex due to the fiddliness of it. You have panels here, the winglets that don't really peg into place. You have an overuse of clear plastic. I mean, these hinges are going to break over time. It's not a question of if, or it's a question of when. They're not designed to bear weight or to be used as a hinge. And just moving it around, there's going to be problems. So, yeah. I got this figure off of eBay because the Buzzworthy line is a Target exclusive, so you should be able to find it there in store because it is showing up now. It is not available online, at least last time I checked. But again, stores like Target and Walmart, they don't have a good online presence because they want you to come in store. Now, the other thing is, this might be re-released with a different deco or something in the regular Studio Series line. I'm not sure about that. That's just a general hypothesis I've heard from other people. If it is, I don't know what they'll do different. Maybe give you an unmasked head, maybe a damaged paint deco, whatever. Either way, technically, this is a fine figure because there's no real mistakes in the instructions. There's no, I mean, it transforms, but again, the issue with the transformation comes from the moving parts and the tightness, the clearances and stuff like that. But that's the movie aesthetic. So if you're a fan of the Transformers live action movie aesthetic, first of all, God bless you. And second of all, this might be a figure you might enjoy more than someone like me. But to be honest, this is probably going to be the last Studio Series figure I buy that is not part of the Studio Series 86 line, because I'm just not going to put up with it. I have a couple more figures from the Bumblebee movie line. I have Blitzwing, I have Cliff Jumper, I have Car Dropkick. Let's see how those are. But yeah, this is, as I said, and I'm repeating myself, this is everything I find wrong with movie designs. So, with that being said, if you did like this video, and if you did, thank you very much. Your patience is quite commendable. I know there were some points there during the transformation. Things got a little iffy, and to be honest with you, if you're playing score at home, I almost threw this against the wall a couple times. But if you did like the video, please consider liking, commenting, and subscribing. While I always appreciate just the views, the liking, commenting, and subscribing sends a message through to YouTube through their algorithms that my channel should be held upon high and exalted, which, by the way, the past couple months, you guys have really come through in that regard. If you really want to support the channel, I do have a Patreon. There's a link in the description below and a card here in the corner. It's www.patreon.com/ChuckDog1999. No thrills, no tears, no special rewards. All it is you helping me, helping you to help me bring figures like this, literally like this, to you. The support of the channel was really big in 2020. And there were a couple figures, especially towards the end, which I probably would not have gotten my hands on as early as I did if it wasn't for your support. But again, as always, if you can't do the $1 a month, $12 a year, watching my videos is support enough. So, with that being said, this is your old pal Chuck for Studio Series 74 Bumblebee. And spoilers for Off the Shelf, this is just going back in the box, and who knows, I might even be reselling it. Whatever. We will see you next time.